like to call to order the meeting of Monday, June 14th, and if everyone would stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Somebody's talking. out of sync. Anyways, would the clerk please take the roll?
Councilmember Archibald. Councilmember Ashford.
Present.
Councilmember Lamb.
Here.
Councilmember Mosherak.
Here.
Councilmember Pemberton.
Here.
Councilmember Ruiz.
Here.
Mayor Rapp.
Here. You have the minutes from the regular meeting of May 24th. Is there a motion to receive and file?
So moved, Madam Chair.
Support.
Councilmember Ashford, supported by Councilmember Pemberton. Is there any changes to the minutes? All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The minutes will stand as submitted. Next item on the agenda is public comment. If there's anyone in the audience who wishes to come and speak to us, please come to the podium and give us your name, where you're from, and you have 4 minutes.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Theo Krahulis, proud resident of Port Huron, and I'm here representing Port Huron Schools with just a warm thank you to Mr. Freed and Rob, I see him back there. A couple of weeks ago, we had a commencement, as I think you know, at our stadium. 4,000 people over 2 days to celebrate our graduates. Always a beautiful affair. COVID throws some curveballs at us. Had to have it outside in the stadium. And Sunday of the Wednesday evening's performance or commencement, I'm looking at the radar and it doesn't look good. See some rain coming. Sunday morning at 8 in the morning, I text Mr. Freed, and he quickly texts me back that he might be able to help with McMorran. The governor's rules had changed, and we were able to move it inside legally under the governor's rule. And I really appreciated James' quick response. Yep, we'll make it happen. He got me in touch with Rob, and he got a very professional manager, director of McMorran over there. I know from my position, if someone threw a curveball at me, in the back of my head, I'd be thinking, I'm going to do this. Man, I don't want to do this. I never heard that from Rob. I heard, what is it going to take to make it happen? And these two gentlemen, I just want to thank them. We had a great commencement. It poured rain, and we had a great commencement in McMorran Arena for Port Huron Northern. Port Huron High had a beautiful day, you know, outside. We did that outside. And Port Huron Northern was inside in McMorran. I heard nothing but compliments. What people don't know is that this gentleman and his team and my team, and with James' help, did probably 50 hours of work in about 8 hours and got it done. It was gorgeous, and I just really want to thank from Port Huron Schools to the city for helping our kids out and make it happen. So thank you, thank the board.
Well, thank you for coming forth and giving us a compliment, because that doesn't always happen. And congratulations on your new position.
Thank you.
Very happy. Yeah, thank you.
Madam Mayor, if I could, I just want to add, one of the things people also don't know is that we had a large event set up the night before the commencement, and Rob's team and Rob had to tear down that large event, put up commencement, and then immediately after put the large event back together for the following weekend. So that was a tremendous amount of I just sent a text message. I don't do any actual work. So it was Rob who really, and his team, who did it all, so I can't take credit.
Well, congratulations, Rob. You haven't had to work that hard all year, have you? Yeah. Good job.
Yeah, Mayor, I would just like to say, you know, I concur with you, because it's very seldom someone comes up in the public and think, you know, and that's what we need more of today. You know, people at least taking the initiative to say thank you, you know, for what others do, you know, whether you like them, you don't like them, or whatever the case is. It's what we do together that counts. So thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the audience who wishes to address the City Council this evening? If so, please come forward, give us your name, where you're from, and you have 4 minutes. And I see no one getting up, so I'm going to declare public comment closed. We will move on to consent agenda. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Councilmember Pemberton, supported by Councilmember Ashford, and we will take the vote.
Councilmember Ashford.
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb.
Yes.
Councilmember Mosherak.
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton,
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz,
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes. Items on the consent agenda, received and filed notification from the Michigan Liquor Control Commission that an application has been received to transfer ownership of a 2020 SDD and SDM licensed business with Sunday sales from All Mass Incorporated to Mike's Port Huron, located at 1928 10th Street. Received and filed notification that the city manager has adjusted the terms of expiration for all members of the Port Huron Housing Commission to reflect consistency with all public housing authorities that the Port Huron Housing Commission manages. Scheduled public hearing for June 28, 2 of them, to hear comments from all persons interested in the maintenance costs of Huron Avenue Streetscape project from the north side of Black River to the south side of McMorran Boulevard, and also the Military Street Streetscape project from the south side of Black River to the north side of Court Street, and at the time approve the various resolutions for the declaration of and preparation of a special assessment roll. Approve the reappointment of John Anter, Master Electrician, and Robert Nelson, Licensed General Contractor, to the Construction Board of Appeals, terms to expire June 30th, 2024. Confirm the city manager's reappointment of Steve Gurney as a rental property owner and Margaret Mellum as a tenant to the Rental Housing Board of Appeals with terms to expire June 10th, 2024. And confirm the mayor's reappointments of Edward Brennan, William Oldford Jr., and Timothy Ward to the Local Development Finance Authority for terms to expire June 11th, 2025. And we will move on to from the city manager, number 1.
Accepting the quote from Vartech LLC in the amount of $20,173 for recording and transcribing equipment and software.
Is there a motion?
So move. Support.
Councilmember Lamb, supported by Councilmember Ashford. Mr. Freed, if you'd just like to talk about that.
Yep, Madam Mayor and Council, we realize this is the same software you use for the handheld transcribe recorders that are currently in the police department. But during COVID-19, we realized that this was kind of an outdated model. So by going to this software, it actually is app-based. So our police officers don't have to return to the MOC to begin transcribing their police reports. They can do it from home. They can do it from their patrol car using their phones. So this is really about not only safety by not having to share handheld recorders, but also about efficiency. Why does it's kind of silly that our officers have to drive back here just to use the recorders. This will also put it in an encrypted cloud so that that information can be accessed back here at the station. So there's no need to return. They can begin working from the road, stay on the road. If they're at home and they need to upload some supplemental information to a report, they can do that as well. So this is really about bringing this, albeit a lesser known task of our police department, but yet a very important one, into the 21st century.
Thank you. Is there any questions from anyone on council?
Yeah, Mayor Rep.
Yes.
On the last paragraph, James, it says, with the installation equipment needed, the first bill for the, okay, what's that first, what are you referring to?
So we'll get billed every 2 years.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
And that includes the 20,000?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? We will take the vote.
Councilmember Lamb,
Yes.
Councilmember Mosrak,
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton,
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz,
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford,
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes. Item 2.
Accepting the bid from Stone Restoration Services in the amount of $15,400 for the resurfacing of floors in the McMorran Arena bathrooms.
Is there a motion?
So move.
Support. Councilmember Ashford, supported by Councilmember Lamb.
Madam Mayor and Council, this is kind of, we've done a lot of work in McMorran over the last couple of years. If you go through McMorran, you'll see that the floors, Rob and his team have done an amazing job waxing the lobby floors and the foyer floors. This in addition to literally the hundreds and thousands of $1 million of work that's gone on there. But in the bathrooms, the floors need to be grinded down, fix the holes, get the stains out. There's things that happen in a men's bathroom that stain a white floor over time. So it'll be grinding that off and making it like new status. So this is a thing that will really be one of the finishing touches on all the investment we've made in that building over the last couple of years. And so that's what it is.
Any questions?
Yeah, Mayor Rep, this is all a part of you guys' budgeted items already, right?
Correct.
Fourth, okay, thanks.
Terrazzo floors. I sat here for 30 seconds thinking of the name. They're terrazzo floors.
If there's no other questions, we will take the vote.
Councilmember Mosrak,
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz?
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes. Item 3.
Accepting the bid from Independent Floor Covering in the amount of $17,900 for the purchase and installation of vinyl flooring in the McMorran Lounge lower level.
Is there a motion?
So moved. Support.
Councilmember Pemberton, supported by Councilmember Ogerock.
Madam Mayor and Council, in an effort to keep our facility competitive in the marketplace, it needs to look modern and look clean and look new. Rob's team has done an amazing job. They've got it completely painted, all new LED lights throughout the lounge. We invested in new carpet there a couple years ago. However, we still have the 1960s orange 4x4 tiles there, so it kind of clashes with the new decor. And a bride would like that, you know, brides and grooms who rent that facility would like that to have that looking modern. And so this is, again, finishing touches on the work that's already been done. This will be the same type of vinyl that's on the approaches to McMorran. So when you walk in the doors, it's worked out really nice for us. It holds up. And so, again, the finishing touches, and then we'll have the lounge pretty much tip-top shape.
Very good.
Makes sense.
There still will be carpeting down there too, though. The carpeting.
Yeah, the carpeting
Yeah.
stayed. Yep, this is just where the,
Yeah.
where the dance floor and where the food would be served area, up on top of
Yep.
the two areas.
Mayor,
Yes.
just curious, Rob, in my type of business, or James, square footage of that area that they're putting the vinyl floor on, any idea roughly? Okay, I was just curious, all right, okay, thank you.
Anything else? Any other questions? We'll take the vote.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz?
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Moserak?
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes. Item 4.
Accepting the proposal from Panchera LLC in the amount of $19,898.81 for the purchase, installation, border, and safety surfacing for additional swing area at Palmer Park with assistance from the Ralph C. Wilson Foundation, the Community Foundation of St. Clair County, and a grant from the Michigan Department of Natural Resources Trust Fund.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Councilmember Ashford, supported by Councilmember Lamb.
Madam Mayor and Council, as you've driven by Palmer Park, you probably realize that the massive play structure that we're getting with Community Foundation money and Ralph C. Wilson Foundation money, it is just absolutely amazing how nice that structure is. And then you look over and we have these outdated swings that don't meet current safety standards. And so we're making this once in a generational investment in that park. We really want to get these swings up to standard, get this surface, safety surfacing in there. They are installing the surfacing wall around the play structure. Another thing that we've done now as part of the grant is we have added ADA Accessibility Sidewalk to all the major components of the park, so a handicapped child can actually get to the structure, get to Sprout City, get to the swings, get to the basketball court, whereas before they couldn't do that, so this will tie into that nicely. So me and Nancy and I talked about it. We had the funding in our grant and general fund, and we said, let's get this knocked out too. So.
Is the slide thing going to be open this summer?
Yes, in the next week or so.
Next week or so?
Yep.
I think they repaired it too, didn't they?
Yeah, there's one or two pieces missing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they repaired
That's
it.
because it's been, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a year. It got put in, then COVID hit.
Yep.
Also, with that, you will get an invite soon to a ribbon cutting for Palmer Park play structure.
Okay, perfect.
I think next 3 weeks, somewhere in 3 weeks.
Any questions? We will take the vote.
Councilmember Ruiz?
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Moserak?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes. We'll move on to item 1 under resolutions.
Authorizing 17 payments.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Councilmember Pemberton, supported by Councilmember Ashford. Any questions on any of the payments? And we will take the vote.
Councilmember Ashford?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Moserak?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz?
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes. Resolution 2.
Approving the agreement with Rowe Professional Services for professional engineering design services for the Fort Street reconstruction and utility improvement project.
Is there a motion?
So move.
Support?
Councilmember Ashford, supported by Councilmember Pemberton. Mr. Freed.
We're planning a complete reconstruction of row between Quay and Beers. This includes water, sewer, and storm. This will also factor in new tie-ins for future development, such as the Wrigley Center. This will be about a $1.2 to $1.3 million project. The cost of this contract for engineering is about $124,105 that you can find on packet page 46. So this will be for the design and build. Row has done numerous projects with us around the city. They're very capable and qualified.
And this is Fort Street, so
Correct.
we're changing the parking when it's done?
That'll be in the design to go to angle. We're going to try to move it to angle parking on that street, just so we can slide in a few more spots.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And I like the fact that you're sticking to our PASER rating. So we've been consistent the whole time, and all the work that's being done is not willy-nilly. We are going according to the criteria of the conditions of the street, so that's a good thing.
Correct.
Any questions? We'll take the vote.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz?
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford?
Yes?
Mayor Rep.
Yes. That concludes our regular agenda. We have had a lot of questions about the dredging of the Black River Canal, so Mr. Freed will give a little bit.
Yeah, I sent out an informational packet today to all of you. I also sent it to our media partners in the room. One of the things that we want to be clear of is how does the canal get dredged? What's the process? So if the canal fills in, and we say the canal's filled in, we need to dredge it, how long does it take to dredge? Well, we have to work with the Eagle to get a permit. Per our contract, when we bid, we have to give the contractor notification who has 14 days to mobilize, because it requires special equipment and a much larger hydro hoe to get out there. Additionally, the canal is actually platted on a map. So the canal, the width of the canal, that is on a map. And I submitted the permit to you that shows the map of the canal, and it has a bottom bed of 20 feet. And there's some slope ratios, and it's actually platted. So when you dredge it, it should be about 20 feet wide. In previous years, we have dredged that as wide as we possibly could at the end of the canal. Sometimes it could have been well over the 20 feet, which would technically be in violation of our permit. This may have been pointed out to us in the last year that we may have been over dredging and essentially doubling the size of the canal what it really was. I know a local resident had voiced concerns of that. I know that the state of Michigan had mentioned this as well, asking us to return to the parameters of our permit. So the parameters of our permit, I put the diagram out there. I believe the Times-Herald actually published that diagram today. We do not have the luxury of making the canal 3 times the size as it is. The permit allows us to dredge the platted canal, and that's it. So I understand that it is difficult to get 2 boats at the same time through, but that's not a decision that's made at a local level. That's a decision that's made at Eagle and in Lansing. And so I put that information out there. If any resident has concerns, let us know. But we dredged it in late April, and before we ever had the pile taken away, it had filled back in. So we dredged it again. We're about $40,000 in cost. They will begin mobilizing equipment tomorrow, and they'll probably begin dredging tomorrow afternoon or Wednesday afternoon, or Wednesday morning, at a cost of probably another $20,000. So we're at $60,000. We're grateful to our township partners who each pony up $10,000 each. So there's $20,000 of the $60,000 in cost. So we'll be able to have to fund $40,000 of that from us. It's June 14th. We've dredged it 3 times, and there's nothing that says it won't fill in by next weekend. Some years we dredge it 1 time, some years we dredge it 5 times. You just never know. We have brought out Army Corps of Engineer experts. We have brought out consultants from all over the country. I remember I had one consultant trying to sell me a $3 million bladder system that would blow up when the waves kicked up and no sand would go through. And I said, well, if you think it'll work, we'll buy it. Do you guarantee it that it'll work? And they go, well, we can't guarantee anything. I said, $3 million and you can't guarantee it. The Army Corps says that if we build a jetty, the way that canal is designed is designed to capture the water to flush out the system. If you build a jetty a mile out into the lake, Eventually, you'll be dredging a mile out in the lake. And the concern is now we're able to dredge from shore because we don't have a large jetty out there. If we build a large jetty and need to dredge, we will most likely have to do it from a barge. The difference between dredging from land and dredging from a barge is about 3 times in cost. And so there really is no silver bullet to stop it from filling in other than continuous dredging. That being said, if it fills in tomorrow, we just can't go out there the next day and start dredging. There is a process. It's about 14 days to get going, 14 to 17 days to get going. We were made aware that the canal is most likely going to be filled in and become impassable about a week and a half ago, and we immediately notified the contractor to begin that notification period of 14 days. We notified the DEQ, and we are as fast as we possibly can getting it dredged this week. We cannot just go out there, and I know when it's a beautiful day and you can't get through, it's very frustrating, but we move these things as fast as possible. We don't have the luxury to just go out there and dredge anytime we want. So we will dredge it again. We budget this money. We understand that it's a boater safety issue. Not only it's two main priorities. One, it's a boater safety issue. That's number one priority for small vessels, getting them off the water, having them avoid the bridge. I went under the bridge on Sunday in an 18-foot Boston whaler, and it was terrifying, and it was actually a nice day. The second one is economic development. It's the Blue Waterways, the Blue Island Loop. We understand a lot of kayakers and boaters come in from all over the region. They come here, they invest tourism dollars here, so it serves as an economic driver. We recognize that. That's why we're committed to dredging it. I just ask the public, when it begins to get filled in, let us know, and then please give us the time to get it done in a proper and legal fashion in compliance with state law.
You're right.
Yes,
In
Councilmember
dealing,
Ashford.
in dealing with the DEQ, are we fined anything, or do we have to comply in any kind?
The DEQ has been great partners in understanding that if there was some discrepancies in our dredging in the past, that we will not make that mistake in the future.
Oh, okay. So we learned our lesson. Okay, I leave it alone.
Mayor,
Okay.
Yes.
James, thanks for the email today. I've spoke to the city manager a couple of times on this. More than anything lately, I've got from the boating community concerns about this, and to their credit, not complaining, just wanting to understand, and I didn't. Part of this whole thing is a learning process, and with your email today, that helped a lot, and I was able to call some of those people, and I think probably that's why they didn't come tonight, because they had an answer, and it is more than just the city level. There's other hoops that we have to go through, so thanks for that. Appreciate it.
I do appreciate the Times-Herald. Brian Wells, who's probably the best journalist at the Times-Herald, he left early, but he wrote an article
You are, Jack.
wrote an article about the canal today, which helped get that information out there, and so we really appreciate Brian Wells and his excellent journalism.
Not nice, right?
And you know what? I need to borrow your hat so I can hit him in the head with
But of course, you know, you talked about the economic factor and the boating and everything else, but originally the canal was put there to flush out the Black River. That was the reason for clean water, and not for boating. So, you know, his original intent was that, so we're gonna have to also keep that in mind. But thank you for giving us the update. Just one more thing that I wanted to mention, it's going to be, Juneteenth is going to be celebrated this week. And SC4's Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion has a virtual Juneteenth celebration from 10 to 11:30 a.m. on Thursday, June 17th. And Juneteenth is a nationwide celebration of the end of slavery. For the details for this event and to register for it, you just need to go on the SC4 website, and then you can register for the event. So I wanted to bring that up. Is there anything else that anybody would
Mayor,
like to?
one more thing I
Yes.
will mention is he does a fantastic job, but Caleb had misspoke about on our local radio station about the super slide reopening at Pine Grove Park, and I did get a call, somebody wanting to know why we were moving it to Pine Grove Park. I confirmed with James that it is still going to be at Palmer Park, so it was just a slip up, so if anybody is watching or listening, it's definitely still going to be at Palmer Park.
Anything else?
Yeah, I think James also, we get a lot of communication from you. I was proud when you sent us this about, you know, the bond refinancing and how why don't you speak to the public
Yes,
about that?
we were looking at our bond books, and so when nerds get bored, this is what we do. I pulled out all of our old bonds that we've done through whether CSO, water, sewer work, and we look at the bonds and we just go through and say, what was the interest rate at the time? And what is the interest rate now? And then what's PV, which is present day values, and the nominal savings. So PV is what you would save on your mortgage payment, and nominal payment is how much you would save over time in interest. And so we were able to refinance about $12 million in the last week. We directly called possible buyers of the bonds, and we were to save north of $2 million, which is very helpful. That's money that otherwise we would have to pay. So we were able to save $2 million in the water and sewer fund through interest, and we have a couple more that we're looking at. But we have wonderful credit rating now and a wonderful economic outlook because of our financial reforms, and people want to buy our bonds, and they want to buy them at ridiculously low rates. I believe all in, we're about 2.1%. So I don't know who's parking money for 30 years at 2.1%, but they are. So it is a buyer's market, but being able to refinance bonds and save $2 million of taxpayers' money, it just doesn't happen unless you do the reforms beforehand to create a market where people want to buy your bonds. And so these types of reforms are spin-off effects in the future that, that don't make the front page of the paper but are important, these minute details. So we were glad to get that done. I think in total, in the last 36 months, we are approaching $90 million in savings through all of our refinancing. We just got our new valuation as well. Our OPEB valuation went from 28% funded to 58% funded. We reduced the unfunded liability by $28 million. We just got our new pension valuation. Last year, we were 49% funded. This year, we're 90% funded, and we saved $3.2 million on an annual basis. What's important to note is that the $3.2 million is $3.2 million we never had. It was money we owed this year. And so if we had not have done these things over the last 4 or 5 years, we would have been insolvent this year. But instead, we have a very small surplus and a bright financial future, and our retirees and our pension beneficiaries, their pensions are secure. But not only are they secure, they're secured in a way we're able to afford them, while also providing quality public services at the same time. So we have wonderful parks and recreation, wonderful police and fire. We have a wonderful city staff. Our police and firefighters, we now can pay them competitive wages and get the best talent in the world. We have we wholeheartedly believe we're one of the best police agencies in the country, probably the best police officers in the country, hands down. Same with our police department and our fire department, our parks and recreation staff. We have immense talent, but it's because we're able to get those issues in line that we can fund these things that affect the daily lives. When people ask, how does OPEBs and pension beneficiaries affect me on a daily basis, it's like, at the end of the day, how does it affect the mom or dad trying to raise their family in this town, and this is how. So we're very proud to get it done, but we couldn't have got it done without all the hard work you guys have done. This mayor and council has taken on the issues for the last 8 years, 7 years. Other communities haven't, and I know the valuations are going out around the state, and when we opened ours, we were very excited and pleased with the results. I know that there's mayor and councils and city managers who had a very different reaction this week. And for that, we wish them luck and Godspeed.
Thank you. Anything else from anyone? If not, a motion to adjourn.
So moved, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Meeting adjourned.